So this particular week, I had a bunch of orders, and this was one of my favorites. It was an all chocolate cake with chocolate buttercream, chocolate macarons, and chocolates on top. When I tell you this cake looked absolutely amazing, it was one of my favorite designs that I've ever done, as well as one of my favorite designs of the week. So I want to share it with you. When I tell you it was so hard not to take a bite while I was decorating this cake, I mean it. From start to finish, I really wanted to take a slice for myself. Luckily, I had a lot of leftover cake scraps after cutting out the 3 and the 0 for this 30 cake. This particular cake was for one of my favorite clients. She's always so supportive of my business. I truly appreciate everyone that orders from me, but this one, she came at a very special time in my caking journey. She came during a time where I had previously experienced a lot of burnout and had finally gotten motivated again to get started with baking and hopefully taking it full time. She also came during a time when there was a lot of chaos going on at my regular 9-to-5 job. So she was right on time, really a blessing from God. And what I mean by that is, like I said, I was experiencing burnout where I had stopped taking on as many orders, kind of lost my way when it came to cake decorating, lost my motivation and my inspiration for it in general. And then a whole bunch of stuff started going on at work. And it finally pushed me to go back into this direction because for a while I was trying to figure out, do I want to balance both or do I want to go towards the corporate route? Because that's what we're always taught, is to be corporate. Go to school, get your degree, get a very good job. So this is something that I have been struggling with personally, trying to balance both because I truly do like what I do for my 9-to-5 job. And I, of course, love baking. It's the thing that I do with ease. So with that being said, I finally got to a point where work started to get kind of toxic and I had to make a decision. Was I going to go towards building my business again, or was I going to continue on trying to pursue corporate life? And with lots of prayer and meditation, I have decided to do the thing that I do with ease, the thing that doesn't feel like work. Because number one, I know I'm not going to fail myself. And number two, God gave me this gift for a reason. So back to this client and how she ties into all of this. She came during that time. I had taken an entire week off of work because, like I said, it had gotten very toxic and I really needed to spend some time with myself to figure out what was it that I truly wanted to do. Do I want to pursue corporate life or do I want to pursue building my business? And so with that, I decided to step out on faith. No, I did not quit my job. I did not do that. I have to be smart about it. I have children, a house, a mortgage, all of that. But I did decide to step out on faith at that time. And I prayed and I told God, if this is what you want me to do, then you are going to have to provide everything that I need. You're going to have to provide the orders. You're going to have to provide all that I need to make this thing sustainable. And so during that week, I had no orders planned whatsoever. I was just going to try and figure it out as I went. I ended up getting an email from her to do a birthday cake for her daughter. I did the birthday cake, gave it to her. She was very impressed by it. It was so cute. I definitely will be showing that cake in the future. And then as soon as I gave her that cake, she placed another order immediately. Because I forgot to mention, when I was on the way to deliver the cake to her, I again was having another conversation with God saying, okay, what's next? I have had one order this week. I'm not full. What else am I going to have if this is what you want me to do? I dropped the cake off to her, and I kid you not, she already had a design that she wanted for the next week. She ended up ordering another cake, which again, I will show in a future video. So she placed another order for another cake, and then I delivered that cake. And then from then on, she started passing my information out to friends and family, and the rest is history. So with that being said, God did provide for me. I have another great client as well as all of my other previous great clients. And now I am back and I am clear and inspired again, hence this cake. So this is one of my favorite designs that I've got to create for her. It was a 30 for one of her close friends turning 30 and celebrating her 30th birthday. They decided to go with an all chocolate cake and some pops of gold accent, which if you know anything about me, you know I absolutely love gold accent on any of the cakes that I do. So I was thrilled to do this. All in all, this cake turned out absolutely beautiful. Like I said, it was gorgeous. Love the gold and the chocolate. And did I mention the cake scraps taste absolutely amazing? But all in all, I suppose the moral of this story is if you have something that you are wanting to work on and to build in your own life, it does not have to be cake. It doesn't even have to relate to cake. If there are certain goals or certain things that you want to work on, just know you are not going to fail yourself. Just trust in yourself, trust in God, or whatever higher power you believe in. For me, it is God, but we welcome all here. But yes, you are not going to fail yourself. Just step out on faith, believe in yourself, keep that vision in the back of your mind, and just keep on moving forward. Everything will fall into place as it should, and you will be just fine. We're waiting on Maylee to get ready. She looks very, very pretty. Sentimental moment here. Yes, it is. Waiting on her to come out.
We on the long road to self-destruction. You were so in love, you ain't gonna tell me nothing. Let me get this clear, 'cause I had no idea. I did too much, I feel like I did too much. But let's get naughty, yeah, I need all, I feel like I did too much, I feel like I did too much.
Hello. Oh, finally I get to sit down and talk with you. Oh my goodness, it has been such a busy baking week. I've had so many orders to fulfill this week, the last few weeks, really the last couple of years, and I've been wanting to sit down and talk and actually get to know other cake decorators, clients, all of that, but I have not had the chance. I finally have a couple of days off, so there's a couple things that I would like to talk about. I think today I might touch on how to do a wedding cake tasting or a cake tasting when you are a private baker, because sometimes that's something that can get a little scary trying to figure out, like, where do you meet people, how do you do it, because a lot of us don't want to do it out of our home. So I have some tea on. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me go get my tea. Like I said, I've been in the kitchen. Let's go sit outside. One of my favorite things to do when I want to relax and unwind after a busy baking week or busy baking day is to spend time outside in my garden. I love looking at all of the vegetables and fruit that I've planted, and to see them grow from seed is truly amazing. If you haven't started gardening yet, I highly suggest it. It's one of the most peaceful things that you can do for yourself. They should be here sometime this afternoon, and I'm trying to film this video to help people out. I'm trying to relax, and you guys are just Thank you, Dad, because technically you were crashing it too, baby. No,
Whoops, she just said you're crashing it too, Grandpa.
Okay, I'll let you go.
Love you guys.
Alright. Good filming. Good idea. May I talk to you later on? Alright, love y'all, both of y'all.
Love you too.
Alright.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he is supported because it's time to finally start here.
Why is Lucy not in this production?
Go in the house. Oh my God, I just really want to finish what I'm trying to tell everyone. It just is what it is. Listen, it's just gonna be what it is. Okay, are you staring me down? Are you staring at me? Oh my God. Like I was saying a second ago, like I've been in the kitchen for the last couple of weeks, like nonstop, especially this week, and I just wanted to come outside and have a nice, relaxing discussion, and that was the plan. I was totally relaxing. I have my tea here, everything, so we're just gonna calm back down. Oh my goodness, my oldest child was out here. She's 18 now, and I'm trying to enjoy all the time that I have left with her before she goes off to college and stays on campus. She's my firstborn. I have Barnabas here. My other puppy is behind me, Lucy. The boys are off with their dad for the day, doing some stuff, I don't know. So I was trying to get everything filmed right now before everyone finds me and asks me for several things, because they know that once I'm finished baking, like, I am free and my time is still not my own. But anyways, I was able to get a couple things out of my garden. I am sitting out here on my deck. This is one of my happy places. I love being out here. I was able to get a couple vegetables out of my garden. I got some zucchini and some squash. I have a lot of other things growing down there. Let me show you. This is one of my zucchini. Look how big this is. And then my squash here, my yellow squash. I was able to get 2 of these big zucchinis, so I am going to top those up with my dinner tonight and probably make like a little bit of a seafood boil is what I'm thinking, because when I went to Kroger the other day, I bought some crab legs, shrimp, lobster, so I think I'm going to cut those up with it and have with me. But I finally have you here. I hope you can hear me. I don't want to like scream while I'm talking, but you know, we are outside. I hope you can hear me. I'm trying to relax, because sometimes it's good just to get out of the kitchen and unwind and not just always be in there baking all the time, because it can cause a lot of burnout. So I'm happy to finally be here with you. Welcome. My name is Marlita. I am the owner and creator of Leeta's Creations Custom Cakes here in Atlanta. If you live in Atlanta, you realize that I just lied, because I don't live inside the city of Atlanta. I am outside the perimeter, so I am outside of Atlanta. But for those of you that don't live here, I'm in Atlanta. I'm just not going to tell you where in Atlanta, because I don't want you to find me. But welcome. My hopes for this channel are to just engage, show you a little bit more about me and baking, a little bit behind the scenes, and to just have fun instead of, you know, just the standard stuff. So welcome all. We welcome all here, you know, as long as you come with good vibes. But what I do want to talk about today is how to have a wedding cake tasting or a cake tasting when you're a private baker. So I consider myself a private baker. I don't like to say that I'm a home baker. even though I am, that is where I have my cake studio. It is out of my home. I don't have a storefront as of yet. But I like to say private. I just feel like it sounds so much better than telling people that I'm a home baker. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that, but just I've found that my clientele receive that a little bit better than me saying that I'm a home baker. So as a private baker, it can get a little bit tricky trying to figure out how to do cake tastings. So over the years, I have tried to do tastings in different restaurants, different venues, renting out spaces, and that can all be kind of costly as well as time consuming. So what I have found and what I started doing for the last couple of years, I want to say that I started it in 2018 or 2019, was I started offering take-home tastings. That's what I call them. And so what it is I allow my clients to choose up to 3 flavors. This is typically for wedding cakes, is where I get it the most. Sometimes people will want to try and taste the cakes prior to buying them, just like regular custom cakes or cupcakes. They do that too, but it's mostly for my wedding cakes. So my couples, they're allowed to choose up to 3 flavors. And I charge them, I believe it is $65 for premium flavors, which are my vanilla bean, white chocolate raspberry, orange peach. There's a couple others, like any of the flavors where I have to add extra stuff to it, extra fillings, anything like that. Those are my premium flavors. And then I believe it is 45 or 55. I need to look at my pricing sheet. 45 or 55 for the classic flavors, which are your vanilla, red velvet, chocolate, you know, your classic cake flavors. So they're allowed to choose up to 3. And what it is I bake them. Barnabas just sat down next to me. So I bake them in small 4-inch round cake tins. I actually have some that I need to wash. Let me grab those real quick. Okay, so here's some that I need to clean out. So for the purpose of this video, especially since I have Barnabas out here, I'll show you these. So these are both the same size. They're 4-inch cake tins, very small. I love to use these for my wedding cake tastings just because it's not a lot of cake that I'm wasting. It gives them 2 slices, or 2 pretty big size slices, so that they can each try one. So they choose their 3 flavors, bake them up in those tins, box them up really cute, because that's the thing too, when you're doing it private or from home, you need to make it look nice and presentable, very pretty. That's what's going to get them to come to you, if it's presentable. So box it up very nice. Hopefully, if I can figure out how, I will show a tutorial that I have filmed before in the whole process of how I do it, if I can figure it out. Because like I said, I'm new to doing all this. So basically box it up nice and pretty. I have very cute boxes that have the 3 slices of cake, well, 3 cake flavors. So they end up with 6 slices total because I give them 2 slices each. Box them up really nice, label them really pretty. I include 2 forks. I found some forks on Amazon, and if I remember, I will try and link all of this if it's all still there, because it's been a while since I've purchased those forks. I think it was a couple months ago, so they might still have them, so I will link them below if I can. But I include 2 beautiful forks. They are rose gold. I love gold and rose gold. So I'll include those, and of course a business card, and I meet them with the cake tasting. So I do all of my cake drop-offs in, it's in a parking lot. I call it a parking area. To me, it sounds better. Sometimes it's all about how you use the words, right? So I meet them in the Target shopping center out here in my community, and I park towards the end of the parking lot. I tell them where I'm parked at, how to find my car. Sometimes I'll put on my magnet. I should probably, if I could find my car magnet, because that's a good thing to have too when you're home based. It's like a car magnet. Drive around with that, especially if you're meeting people in parking areas like how I'm talking about. They can find me that way. And so I meet them there. They pick up the tasting. They're able to ask any questions that they may have at that time, or they can call or email me later. Also text me. I have text as an option. And I've found that a lot of the couples really love that. They enjoy it because they don't have to schedule time out of their busy days to figure out how they're going to sit down and have a tasting with me. They're able to take the tasting home, and that's also how I sell it to them as well, is by letting them know it's a take-home tasting, so you're able to taste it at your own convenience. Like if you want to have dinner first together and be in your pajamas and taste it at home that way, you can do it. And they love it. It's so much more convenient for them. It's convenient for me. It takes the stress off of me wondering about what location I'm going to use to do the tasting. So I would highly recommend doing that. And again, you can get these small, cake containers, or not containers, cake tins. I got these from Amazon. I think this one is a Wilton, or is it a Fat Daddy-O's? This is a Fat Daddy-O's one. This one I think is an off-brand one, but I really love this. I don't even have cakes like stick to it as much. Like I don't have to do as much prep with that. So I love both of those. They've lasted me several years, several cake tastings. So that is something that I would recommend, is the at-home tasting. Just make sure you're packaging it up very well, presenting it to them very well, always being professional. And yeah, that is a very good way of doing it. A lot of people, like I said, have enjoyed it, especially during COVID. Like when COVID was a big thing, that was something that people really enjoyed when they were still planning stuff, or those private tastings where they could do it from home. So that is my little piece of advice for you in terms of that. But yeah, this has been really nice. Hopefully I will come back on and be able to do some more. You can see a little bit more of this guy. I hope you can hear me. If not, we'll work it out. This is our first time. So anyways, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this tea. I finally have some quiet time. But I hope you are having an amazing day. Keep pushing forward with whatever you are working on, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
Let me tell you about this girl, maybe I shouldn't. I met her in Philly, and her name was Brian Sugar. See, we been making love constantly, that's why my eyes are a shade blood burgundy.